25 years.
Spring is in full swing, making it the perfect time to get out and garden. And you may be asking yourself, how can I make sure that I have a successful planting season? So we've got you covered. We've got expert Cynthia Stringham here to help us out. She is the owner of 42nd Street Greenhouse in Mill Creek and the new host of Modern Gardener on PBS. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Yes, thank you. I'm excited to be here.
Yes, and a big congratulations to you as well.
Thank you. It's been kind of a whirlwind, but it's awesome.
So how long have you been involved in gardening?
Oh, it's been a whole journey, my whole life. My parents were big gardeners. My mom was a big flower gardener. My dad was a veggie gardener. And that passion has just continued to grow. And here I am with a nursery, and it's just crazy. So
it's incredible. And I'm so glad that we're talking specifically about tomatoes.
Yes.
Because I have killed every single tomato bush that I've had.
Let's not do that this year.
Yes, let's not do that. So tell us, what are some of the common mistakes people make?
Absolutely. Well, some common things.
Yes.
First, I just want to give a little brief history or some information about tomatoes. So when you're looking at tomatoes in northern Utah, we kind of have a short growing season. So I've had struggles where people want to grow tomatoes from seed, and you just can't do that really here. You need to buy some starts or start your own starts about 6 to 8 weeks. We're right now in that time when you want to plant tomatoes. As long as temps are above 40 degrees, I like to say 45 degrees, that's when you can plant out tomatoes.
Wow.
So with tomatoes, there are so many different varieties, and a lot of people like to have their heirloom tomatoes, or they may think they like heirloom tomatoes more than others. I personally love a mix of heirloom and hybrid tomatoes, but something important to pay attention to, is it determinate or indeterminate?
Okay.
So there's kind of, and there's also semi-determinate, but we're going to just talk about the two.
Yes, for people who don't know what that means, let's start with the basics.
Kind of a big thing. So determinate tomatoes, like this silver leaf. Oh, I'm just dropping dirt everywhere. I'm just going to make, we're just going to plant tomatoes in your studio right now.
I'll take them.
The silver fir tomato, for example, is a determinate tomato. And look how cool this lacy leaf is. But what that means is that the fruit is all going to come on at the same time. It's also going to be a bushier plant. So like a lot of people will plant Romas, and their fruit will all come on basically in a 1 to 2 week period.
Interesting.
And the reason you would want that is if you're a big salsa maker, if you don't have a ton of space, this could be a good one to put in a pot. But you're going to get all your fruit at the same time. If you have a short growing season, that's also a good possibility for you.
Okay, interesting.
Then you have your indeterminate varieties. And those are going to be long, they're going to be huge. You're going to get a few tomatoes at the beginning, and then you're going to have a lot of tomatoes that will keep coming on. But they need a little bit longer grow season. So indeterminate, determinate.
And you can plant them together in the same area?
You can, but just know what your different variety, what the determinate and indeterminate means. Now, keys, some good important things when you're planting a tomato. You will get a tomato, hopefully it looks healthy. You're going to check it out at the nursery to make sure there's no bugs or pests on it. When you get it home, if it's been in a greenhouse, you want to take a few days just to get it acclimated to Utah weather, because it's been growing in this beautiful, warm home.
On vacation,
On vacation, living its best life, and then you take it out to Utah weather, it's not going to be happy.
Chilly.
So don't just chunk it in the ground and call it good. You can, but it'll be a much better experience for that plant if you just give it a few days to learn and acclimate to Utah weather before you put it in the ground.
Wow.
Okay, so then after that, I love that if you take off just a few stems and actually plant that tomato deeper in the ground. And a lot of people are like, wait, you just shortened my tomato. Why are you burying it? It has all these little tiny hairs on it that will create roots and make a lot stronger plant. So if you take your plant and just plant it deep in the ground. If you can't dig a hole, you can even lay it flat. I'm going to make this so dirty up here. I'm sorry to everyone that has to clean up after me. You can even lay it in the ground and just bury it so that it comes up to here.
Yes.
It makes a big difference on the health of your tomato plant.
This is so interesting, and I see Emily Flores is taking notes right now.
Jaw dropped, right?
Yes, jaw drops. This is amazing. I know we're running out of time. Where can people find more information? I know you
Absolutely.
You have a new
There's so many, and
yes.
we have fantastic experts at 42nd Street greenhouse.
Wonderful.
So if you go to 42ndstreetgreenhouse.com, you'll see a list of our 110 different tomato varieties that you can choose from. And if you come stop by, we have a lot of awesome people that will give you tons of information. We all have opinions about our favorite tomato, so you can learn more about how to plant it correctly and also choose one that you will really like.
A lot of helpful tips. Cynthia, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
All right, coming up, the debt ceiling standoff drags on in Washington. Hear how movers